Hey, what's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I got a movie for you today I've been wanting to see for a while. I finally checked it out on Netflix. Streaming is called The Theater Bazaar. Now, this is an anthology horror film with a bunch of different stuff by different directors. It actually has 6 different segments that they offer to you, and it contains a lot of cool stuff. Now, it opens with a very kind of a crazy artist woman that lives across the street from the old theater. She's drawing and painting, and then she finally goes into the old theater, and there's some mechanical figures. One of them played really creepily by Udo Kier, and it's kind of a weird thing. The first story, directed by Richard Stanley, we go into the mother of toads, a couple touring France on a holiday, I guess, and the guy is an anthropologist, and they have a chance meeting with a gypsy woman at a market, which is played by Lucio Fulci's whipping girl, Catriona MacColl, which is really cool seeing her coming back to the horror genre, and she really plays this role for everything it's worth. She tells this anthropologist guy she has a copy of the Necronomicon, and of course he wants to see it. What ensues is kind of atmospheric old world creepiness and a lot of toads. So you can read into that whatever you want. Very cool segment, very ably acted, and I liked it a lot. So then we get into the second story called I Love You. It's directed by Buddy Giovinazzo, and it takes place in Germany. A guy wakes up on the bathroom floor with a cut hand. He goes about to being depressed and drinking absinthe, and we find out he's in the middle of a breakup with his wife who has been cheating on him. And he meets her boyfriend, and things kind of end up as kind of a weird fever dream, and wraps up where you wouldn't expect it to. Very cool, very foreign, again, very European style to this one, as with the Mother of Toads. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Argento. It's not Argento. Anyway, third story, Wet Dreams, directed by Tom Savini, and stars one of my favorite people in the entire world, and she's awesome, and she's right there. Debbie Rochon, yes, she's in this. It opens with a spider snatch dream that was really out there, and we find out that Debbie has a cheating, abusive husband. Tom Savini plays her therapist. There's a lot of dreams of torture, quartering, and badassery. Lots of penis trauma, and lots of cool shit and crazy shit that you would expect from the gang that put this movie together, especially Savini, who's known for his effects and his gonzo shit that he does, and this is no exception. Debbie's exceptional in this, and like I said, lots of penis trauma, and Debbie gets probably the best line I've heard this year thus far. This is my dream, bitch. Then we go on to the fourth story, The Accident, directed by Douglas Buck. Now, this is a kid with a lot of questions about mortality to his mom. He witnessed a very disturbing motorcycle accident, and what the fuck happened to my lighting? But anyway, it kind of goes on to a thing about mortality there, and kind of a weird, surreal kind of thing going on. I didn't really get this one, but it was quality nonetheless. Story 5, Vision Stains, directed by Kareem Hussein. It's kind of a junkie woman who somebody pounces on her, kills her, and injects or draws out, I guess, with a syringe, fluid from her eye and injects it into her own, and she sees the person's visions. The woman who chronicles these people's visions that she steals their eye fluids from eventually sees too much. I'll leave it at that. Story 6 wraps up with Sweets, directed by David Gregory. A couple breaking up and eating junk food in this filthy apartment, and the guy, Greg, is not taking it too well. The relationship started and was built on a foundation of a love of sweets, but it seems like the relationship, along with the sweets in the apartment, have gone bad. Funny part in this, a woman gives every breakup cliche line you've ever heard in your life to this guy, which is pretty funny. And that wraps up The Theater Bazaar. Like I said, most of the, except for maybe Vision Stains and The Accident, everything in this is about relationships and breakups and infidelity and the consequences thereof. Kind of a really cool anthology thing that's been all the rage with indie horror lately, and this one just fortifies that position that it is cool to do this. You get a lot of directors' works out there. You get to see a lot of different looks at a lot of different stories, and you get to see some of your favorite actresses like Debbie. So you can't go wrong there. Given the Theater Bizarre as a whole, like I said, all the segments didn't work for me. Particularly the accident didn't quite mesh well with me. I'm kind of maybe if they would have dumbed it down more, I don't know. But there's not a whole lot of subtext here except for the wraparound segments. So definitely check it out. Theater Bizarre. It's on Netflix streaming. I'm sure you can pick up the DVD somewhere too. So that being said, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Yes, an 8.5 out of 10. Would have been higher than that, but like I said, a couple of the segments didn't quite work for me. Didn't quite fit into the whole theme of this thing, but hey, who knows? I would definitely check out the Theater Bizarre 2 if they bring out another one, and I'm definitely a fan of anthology horror films. So 8.5 out of 10. I'm Tom, NerdRemix.com. Support independent cinema, especially stuff like this, with my favorite people in it. Thanks.
Oh.